welcome everybody. What Teapplix just released is a new printing workflow. And the printing workflow is selected typically on what we call shipping profiles. So if you look at my, if you look at my setup, I have two shipping profiles. I've turned on multiple shipping profiles. I have a normal default profile, and I also made another profile that I call scan profile. The main difference in that is in how the printer is set up. Okay. So my master default, has a so on and so forth. The one extra option is called scan and print. So you could either directly have the batch print out directly, or you could say, I will use a scan and print workflow when, typically more than one order is selected. If you're printing a single order, it doesn't make any sense to do scan and print. But if you look at my scan profile, it selects, the scan and print profile. And so now that I've set up two profiles, what it is used for, and I'll introduce the order. So it may be that there are certain orders or certain parts or certain workers of yours that you say, okay, we want them to go through a more careful shipping procedure, okay, rather than my default shipping procedure. The scan and print shipping procedure, what it does is it doesn't generate the label. When you batch generate the label, all the labels are stored in Teapplix. And then, as you pick the item and scan it, the label prints out. And it has a specific workflow in terms of single line and multi-line and how it's, how it's printed. So before I do that, what I'm going to do is introduce my product to you, so you're kind of familiar with, I'm going to work in this queue, but and I've set up my, that's part that I guess people are already familiar. So I added a batch print queue, and that's my default profile where, if my orders are in batch print queue, they'll print like what you normally do with Teapplix. I've set up a scan print queue where I would put orders in, all the orders in there, I will do the scan, shipping workflow. But before we go there, I'm going to introduce my product to you, so you're familiar with my demo. So let me do a search. So all my products called part something. So I have a part one, that's a Corel, hand cream. I have part two, which is Arrowhead water bottle. And the part 5 is Crystal Geyser water bottle. Now that what I have in the office. Unfortunately, I can't show you the physical things, but I have these type of things. What I'm going to be scanning on these, each of them have UPC codes because these are kind of branded products and UPC codes. All right, that's good. So these are the products I have, what I'll be scanning today is the UPC and the product, the water bottle, the Corel hand cream. And you already have UPC barcodes. If you do not, you could barcode the SKU. Okay, the SKU on the. You could generate a barcode based on the SKU and put it on the product or on the packaging. And in Teapplix, the way we're now revising enhancing our product is everywhere where you want to search a product, you could either scan the SKU or the UPC. Both do the same thing will look up the product. Okay, so those are the three things I have. I'm going to go to the scan print queue, and notice I have 4 orders. Okay, I have single item orders, single line orders, I should say, single line orders. It could be multiple quantity, but a single product. And I also have 2 multiple line products, mixed products. And you will see that the workflow to print for the single item versus the multi-line orders are slightly different. Okay. The single line, when you scan the multi-line when you scan the UPC, it will wait for the other product also. All right, so the print workflow is, the print itself is normal, okay? So we will, select the bunch of orders and hit, in my case, USPS, it will print, okay? Just like everything else. However, you will notice that as I print, nothing came out. There is no label, there is no PDF that pops out. What it tells me is I printed 2 single-line orders, all successfully, and 2 multi-line orders, all successfully. In your case, you might be doing 100, and some may fail. Some may fail. It's okay. Okay, and it is important that those that do fail, that they're skipped. Okay? They're not part of the batch. They will remain in open orders, and they will not be part of the pick list, and they will not be part of the packing list. So, as if you didn't do them. Okay. But once you generated this, there are several things you need to do. First is you're going to print a pick list. This reflects, the items for the successfully printed orders. And I will need 3 Corel, 2 Arrowhead water bottles, and 4 Crystal Geyser water bottles. We print the pick list that has all the items needed for the successful batch, and you will go into the warehouse and check them out of your inventory. Okay, that's step 1. You could also print packing lists, and you actually is required to print packing lists if you have multi-line orders. Okay, and I will do. And what happens here is, notice I have 4 orders and only 2 packing lists, and the sequence number is 2 and 3. Okay, and we add this special tag on top. You don't have to change your template. There's a sequence number on the packing list, and an order ID barcode at the bottom of the packing list. So what Teapplix does is we automatically generate a packing list for the successful multi-line orders, and we turn on a sequence number and a barcode. Okay, and you are supposed to print these packing lists and put them in, in your tray as you go into the warehouse, maybe in a box or something like that. So you will go do that. Okay, so I have my packing list. I won't show you my printing. Before the meeting, I actually printed 2 pieces of paper. Okay, so I have my pick list, I have my packing list, and I could go, I will go into my warehouse, I will check out, what's shown on my pick list. Okay, I will check out all these items. I'll put it in a big tray, in a cart, and push it out into my assembly area. Okay, then I will go to the scan and print page. You could go that from this button, or I'll show you another way. You've gone off and go pick it, you come back and you find the batch again, you click the scan and print, and it's the same thing. And if you forgot to print the pick list or the packing list, you could do it again. But after you've done the picking, you come to step 2, where you start scanning all the items that you selected. Okay. And again, we show you the single line orders versus multi-line orders, and what are the parts needed and what are the quantity. You're not really concerned about that. That's for information only. Your main thing is to hit the start scan button and start scanning your items. Okay. So I'll put the phone down on speakerphone. So what I'm doing is I'm holding up the water bottle and use the scanner. I'll scan the UPC. Okay. So as I scan the UPC, by the way, we support Google Cloud Print, but for this demo, since we don't have, I can't show you my printer and all that, so I've turned on, popping up a PDF. What you're supposed to do when you use it is set up Google Cloud Print, and we also are integrating a faster version of Google Cloud Print into our product. You can do Google Cloud Print now. But we will do a faster version, that has only half a second delay into this, so you don't see the screen. The label will come out of the printer directly. Okay, you notice I scanned the Crystal Geyser bottle, and it printed a label immediately. It has Part 5, Crystal Geyser 1. Okay, so if you go back to my scan and print page, behind it you see that this first one is checked. It is printed. Okay. I hold the next item that I picked is a Corel hand cream. I scan it again, and you notice that it checked the second box, and my Corel hand cream is printed. What happened to multi-line orders? So let's try it. So I scan this part. So it tells me, this is part 2. I need quantity 2. And I need to put them in the box that matches. Remember, I have 2 packing lists. It tells me to put it in the box that matches packing list number 2. Okay, so I take 2 of these, and I'm going to put it in the box next to packing list sequence number 2. Okay, you got to imagine that. I'm physically here doing this. Okay, I have the packing list. So I've done that. And I'll just hit the space, or hit any key. Notice that one line of it, part 2, is checked. Okay, so I have more things. I will scan the crystal geyser bottle. Okay, and it tells me I need one of them in packing list number 2, and 2 of them one of them in packing list number 1. Number 2, and 2 in packing list number 3. So I will place the item and say, yes, thank you, I've done that. Okay, notice I have more checkboxes. Okay, I scan the last item that I picked, and it tells me where to place it. That's in packing list 3. I say yes. Okay, so now it moved me to the next step because I finished all the pages. Okay, the last step is I will box them, and after I will box them, I will scan the packing list. Remember, I showed you, let me go there to that page, where I have barcodes. Where was it? On my packing list. You can't see it, but I have a piece of paper with me. I have barcodes on these. So now that I have put the matching items in there, I will scan the barcode on the packing list. And as I print that, it will checkbox the order and the label will come out. Notice this is a double, right? It has 1 part 5 crystal geyser and 2 arrowhead. Okay? Again, same thing there. I will scan the barcode on the packing list. Now it's done. It checked off every order and this thing printed out. I will put the packing list with the matching label, this one's 2 and 2, into the system. Again, this matches the box and everything. And now I've finished the scan and print workflow for the batch. Okay? Notice I have checkboxes on all these steps. I have single item orders, multi-item orders. Now, of course, you could end up with an inventory situation where you're short on one item. And when you do that, you end up with a missing checkbox. Notice the 2 single line item order checkboxes are here. The multi-line items orders are here. Let's say the last one, the checkbox is not checked. I can't uncheck it, but let's say you're short the item. You're at the end of the batch and you have nothing to scan, but because you don't have it. You could cancel the label right here and it will go back to open orders. Okay. We are making an enhancement right now. We have not done it yet. We are adding an enhancement where we will hold the confirmation of the tracking number back onto the marketplace until this checkbox is checked. So if you go start doing it tomorrow using this feature, even though you may not have scanned it, when you print, this order will confirm back onto marketplace as shipped. We are working on this. We expect to finish this in about 2 weeks, where if you don't scan it, it will not confirm market shipped at the end, and it will just be stuck there. You go review your batch, and 1 day later you say, well, this one's not shipped. You're going to have to cancel the label. Anything that is checkboxed will cause our system to confirm it back onto the marketplace. So that's the end of the scan and print workflow. Okay. Again, you're not forced to, to change everything to this workflow. It's an optional workflow. It's driven by shipping profiles. Okay, and I won't go into shipping profiles, but if you're been with us for a long time and you've never seen it, shipping profiles allows you a different address, a different, printer setup, different UPS account, different FedEx account, and soon different Indicia account or stamps account. And one of the choices is, will you do a print immediate or scan and print based on the shipping profile? So you might say, okay, certain of my products, I want to do scan and print because it's mixed up a lot. Or my new worker will come in and do scan and print because, he or she is new. You set up order queues that certain orders are filtered. We have automatic filters, and we set up certain queues that will do scan and print. And when you manage the order queues, you will set it to the scan profile. So whenever you go to that queue, unless you're printing a single order, it's going through that workflow. Others, you print it normally. So that's the end of my canned demo. I mean, it's a very short process.